Hailing from Fort Wayne, Indiana, we have Gregory Beuchel.
Thank you for having me today. I'm ready to be a millionaire.
Well, let's get right into the show. For your first question worth $100, what was the name of the secret organization that protested the British by tarring and feathering? A. Sons of Liberty. B. Daughters of Freedom. C. Federalists. D. Statue of Liberty.
Alright, well, obviously it's not the Federalists, because that was like a political party. The Statue of Liberty is a landmark that was given to us by the French. That leaves Sons of Liberty and Daughters of Freedom. And since there are two things that end in liberty, I'm going to go with Sons of Liberty. Final answer.
Alright. And you're correct. Well, good job getting the first question right, so we're going to have to ramp it up with question 2 worth $200. Who was the King of Britain during the Revolutionary War? A. King George I. B. King George II. C. King George III. D. King Arthur.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know this, 100%. I know it's not King Arthur. I don't think it's King George I. That leaves King George II and King George III, and I'm gonna have to take a 50 here, because I need to save my lifelines. I'm gonna have to save my lifelines, and I'm gonna go with C. Final answer. King George III.
Congratulations. Moving straight on to question 3, worth $300. Thomas Jefferson believed in a blank constitution. A. Loose. B. True. C. Strict. Or D. Free.
Alright, well, I know it's not A. Loose. That was Hamilton. A true constitution kind of works there. It makes sense. A free constitution sounds more like loose, but in the end, I'm going to go with C. Strict.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, final answer.
Congratulations. You're moving on to question 4. Now to question 4 for $500. Who had the largest signature on the Declaration of Independence? A. Benjamin Franklin. B. John Adams. C. Thomas Jefferson. D. John Hancock.
Alright. I'm pretty sure they all signed it, but I don't even know if that's correct. I know Thomas Jefferson wrote it, and John Adams got offered to write it. But I do know the answer, and I know the answer is D. John Hancock. Final answer.
Okay. You're correct. Alright, moving on to question 5. You're a third of the way there, and for $1,000. Who was the Secretary of Treasury during Washington's presidency? A. Thomas Jefferson. B. Alexander Hamilton. C. Henry Knox. D. Edmund Randolph.
Alright, I'm pretty sure they're all part of Washington's cabinet, and I don't think it was Thomas Jefferson or Edmund Randolph. Those, I just don't think they are. But I don't really know if it was Alexander Hamilton or Henry Knox. I don't know which one they did. I'm leaning towards one, but I'm not going to risk it, and I'm going to use the 50-50.
Okay, make sure you select that, and...
Alright, so it eliminated Thomas Jefferson and Henry Knox, so I'm going to go with B, Alexander Hamilton. And that is my final answer.
Moving on to question 6 for $2,000. Who is the iconic Midnight Horse Rider? A. Paul Revere. B. Samuel Adams. C. Victor Espinoza. D. Crispus Attucks.
Alright, well, I know who 2 of the 4 people are, and I know Samuel Adams has a drink that I can't have. I know it's Paul Revere, so I'm gonna go with A. Paul Revere, and that is my final answer.
Congratulations. Moving on to question 7 for $4,000. What act required American colonists to house and feed the British troops? A. Quartering Act. B. Intolerable Acts. C. Stamp Act. D. Household Act.
Alright, so it's not the Stamp Act because it had to do with paper. Household Act isn't a thing, so that leaves A. Quartering Act and B. Intolerable Acts. And, I know the answer straight away. It is A. Quartering Act.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Congratulations, you're moving on to question 8. Moving on to question 8 for a whopping $8,000. What war was known as the 7 Years' War? A. The Civil War. B. French and Indian War. C. Revolutionary War. D. The Mexican-American War.
Alright, well, it's not the Civil War or the Revolutionary War. I'm not sure how long they lasted. I don't think they even lasted 7 years. It could be either the French and Indian or the Mexican and American, but I'm definitely leaning towards one, like a 90 or like an 85-15%, and that is B, French and Indian War.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
Moving on to question 9. Moving on to question 9 for $16,000. Would you like to continue?
Yes.
What year did Christopher Columbus discover the Americas? A. 1492. B. 1482. C. 1497. D. 1487.
Alright, I know there's like a simple rhyme that's like, Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. So, therefore, I'm going to go with A. 1492. And that is my final answer.
Looks like we're heading to question 10. Moving on to question 10, worth $32,000. What play was Abraham Lincoln watching when he was shot dead? A. Angels in America. B. Our American Cousin. C. Hamlet. D. Macbeth.
I'm not gonna lie. Again, I don't really know this one. I don't think it's A or B, honestly. I think it's D, but, like, I'm not positive. So I am going to use my lifeline, and I don't really think anyone I know would get this, so I'm going to use the instant right answer.
Alright, are you sure?
Yes. Alright, so it eliminated all of them. So it is B, Our American Cousin. That is my final answer.
Looks like we're moving on to question 11 with one lifeline remaining. Moving on to question 11 worth a whopping $64,000. What was the first state to secede from the Union? A. Texas. B. Alabama. C. Louisiana. D. South Carolina.
Alright, so we talked about this in class like a week ago, and I know that it is D, South Carolina.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, that is my final answer.
Must have been too easy. On to question 12, worth $125,000. That's enough to change anyone's life around. How many boxes of tea were dumped into the harbor during the Boston Tea Party? A. 369. B. 342. C. 420. D. 347.
Alright, well, I don't necessarily know the answer, but there's 3 of them in 300s, and there's 2 of them in the 340s. So I'm gonna go with either B or D. I'm leaning towards B, and I don't know. I just feel like that answer is just, I don't know. I have a gut feeling, and I'm gonna go with it.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Wow, through luck only, move on to question 13. We're on question 13. Do you want to stop now or continue to try to win the $1 million?
I don't want to stop. I told you I'm getting the million.
Alright, so for $250,000, which of these tribes was not one of the 5 civilized tribes? A. Iroquois. B. Cherokee. C. Creek. D. Seminole.
Talked about this in class like a while ago. It's definitely not Cherokee or Seminole. I know Iroquois was a tribe, but I don't remember them being in the 5 civilized tribes. I think Creek was. So for that reasoning, I'm going to go with A, Iroquois, and that is my final answer.
That answer would be correct. And the other 2, for your information, was Chickasaw and Choctaw.
Don't care.
Moving on to question 14, worth $500,000. Are you sure you want to continue?
Yes, I am sure.
Who was quoted saying, "I only regret that I have but one life to lose for this country"? A. Nathan Hale, B. Patrick Henry, C. Thomas Paine, D. Francis Smith.
Alright, so I actually know this answer. I did a report on this one person, 4th grade. I remember this quote, and I know that it is A. Nathan Hale. Final answer.
You're moving on to question 15 for $1 million.
Yes, this can change my life.
Moving on to question 15. Are you sure you want to continue?
I am positive.
For $1 million, what tribe was Sacagawea originally from? A. Navajo, B. Blackfeet, C. Shoshone, D. Sioux.
I don't think it's Navajo. I feel like it might be Sioux or Shoshone. Could be Blackfeet. Honestly, don't know. But, I mean, this last question, I have a lifeline. I'm going to use that lifeline to call my friend Tyler Erpelding. He's about to save me.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Hey, I'm on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and I need you to help me with the last $1 million question. Alright, here's the question. What tribe was Sacagawea originally from? A. Navajo, B. Blackfeet, C. Shoshone, D. Sioux.
Oh.
Come on.
Well, I don't think it's Blackfeet.
Alright.
What was the other options?
Navajo, Shoshone, Sioux.
It's not Navajo. It's not Navajo.
Alright, you did what I did.
I think it's alright. I think I recognize Shoshone, and I don't recognize Sioux, so... But
Sioux is spelled like Six Flags, I think. Wait, no.
No.
Like six... Oh, wait. Sioux Falls is a place.
Like
in,
S-I-O-U-X, just saying. Just, like, for reference.
Oh, I do recognize that now. Oh.
Alright, okay, it's fine. I'm gonna answer.
I know...
No, I'm gonna answer.
Okay.
D!
Good luck.
Sioux! Final answer!
I've been Tyler Beuchel. He's Gregory Beuchel. And this has been Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Quarantine Classic. Thanks for watching.